What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I do apologize for not posting videos for a while. I do apologize. I was really busy, but now I'm back to it. And we're talking about a very controversial thing that's going viral on the internet right now. It's basically the Scentbird CEO. You've probably heard of this. But the Scentbird CEO, and if you don't know what Scentbird is, it's basically a subscription where I don't know about this either, but I've read a bunch of stuff about it, and I'm not going to get into too much detail, but basically it's a subscription you pay for, and they send you cheap, affordable perfumes. And I don't know about colognes, but I know they send perfumes every month. They're like a fraction of the price of, like, I guess, really expensive luxury brands like Gucci and Louis Vuitton. So you can basically try out their perfume for a month in a small, like, size, I guess, and then decide if you want to buy the expensive fragrance. So, just like a monthly subscription thing, it's all right. But that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is that the CEO, who is Maria Nuristlovova, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but yeah, that's her name, and she's the CEO of Scentbird, and she's also a spiritual life guru, and a lot of people don't really like that because she's talking about a lot of bad people, and she's saying how, like, a lot of bad people are good, that they didn't have any wrong intentions. And it's honestly the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, this is her channel, and basically what she does is she has like a podcast where she sits down for hours, closes her eyes, as you can see, and just like talks about the most random stuff. Like, she questions every single thing that you thought was right. Like, she's like, oh, well, did you know that when you turn the light on, the room gets brighter? No, it actually gets darker. You know why? Because evil spirits are watching you. So spiritually, the room is getting darker, not brighter when you turn the light on. Like, it's the most dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, it's I'm not going to get into it that much, but people are just clowning her because it's very strange. Like, I don't know if she's sane or anything, but I've seen her podcast, and I think Moist Critical made a video about her already a couple days ago. But yeah, so people are saying, like, look, I canceled my subscription. I signed up last month. It's not worth it because, yeah, no one wants to be part of this company, and they're calling her like a creepy lady. And I had nothing against her. I actually thought, before I found out about her, I actually thought that Scentbird was like a pretty good idea. Like, you can test out luxury fragrances at a very cheap cost in a very small, like, portion, like maybe like 50 or 100, or no, like very small, like 50 milliliters of the fragrance of like a Gucci very expensive fragrance. And if you liked it, you can go pick up the actual fragrance that costs like thousands or hundreds of dollars, I don't know. But yeah, so luxury fragrances, cheaper price, smaller portion, try it out, monthly subscription. It's actually a good idea, like I said in the beginning of this video. But, like, I don't understand what she's doing here. Like, her main hustle is obviously Scentbird, and then this is like her side thing. So yeah, I guess we could just watch like a little bit of her videos. It's really weird. Like, yeah. Like, why do you start with your eyes closed? Like, how about if you want to keep your eyes closed, which is weird in the first place, at least do your intro with like your eyes open. And I don't know if this is her intro. I don't know where her intro is, but it seems like it's going to be pretty long. I don't know, so let's see. Yeah. See, what does this mean? Like, I didn't even have to go. I literally 6 minutes into the video, and she's already like speaking nonsense. Like, I didn't even need to wait for her to like say something outrageous. Like, what would she say? Look. What? That makes no sense. Like, she's acting like this, like, she's talking about this whole like metaverse Earth conflict doesn't have like a place. I don't know what she's even talking about. It makes no sense. Like, I don't know what she's doing. It's very weird. And she talks about a lot of very controversial stuff. She basically, I can't say what it is. You can use your imagination, and you're probably right. That's how like messed up this woman is. She's every like thing that you thought could not have got any worse. Like, if you look at a random object in your room, Like you wouldn't think of anything relating to that object. Let's say a lamp, and then she would find a way to I don't know, make up an hour-long story about how that lamp is speaking to the gods above from planet Krypton, whatever, and it watches you, and if you don't do anything good or if you're naughty, you're not gonna get presents this year for Christmas. Like, she's making up these stuff. I don't know where she's getting this from. I don't know what her sources are, where she's pulling this from. It just makes no sense. Let's skip a little bit further in the video. What is this? See, she can't even make out the sentence because it's just baloney. I don't know if this is a joke or not. Like, I don't think it's a joke, but I think she's actually genuinely making stuff up as she goes along. Like, look, watch. See, she's like, she doesn't even know what to say. Like, she just made that up on the spot. Like, what was this? We need judgment to create conflict. What? How did this war begin? And this war, she's talking about this like spiritual war between your ancestors and your gods. And if your ancestors weren't good people, now your entire bloodline until the earth explodes in 4 billion years is doomed. It's cursed. It makes no sense. Karma is a payback mechanism. The bigger the light, the bigger the shadow. How to stop yourself from judging everything. See, these from an outside view, these kind of make sense, but when you click on it, like, you think, okay, this might be some very educational, but when you click on it, this is like the most baloney, made up nonsense garbage I've ever heard. Like, see, look, how do I know if I'm good? Okay, let's watch this. See, look, she's talking about I can't say the name, but you just heard it, but she's talking about very, very bad people and saying how they're good and they had a very positive influence and people just misjudged them for being wrong because the spirits above were playing with their minds and saying that these very bad people who killed millions of people are actually bad people instead of good people, which is what she thinks. What? What? Okay, so she's saying that name that I'm not going to say had like a spiritual tie with some gods above, and he was told to recruit a bunch of people who he's going to murder to create an army and then murder the army, because that's what he did. He murdered a bunch of people, millions of people. This honestly makes absolutely no sense, and honestly, like, she's losing a lot of sales from her company. I'm not even joking. Like, you don't need to be an expert to know that. Like, if you make these very outrageous claims, people are not gonna like that. Like, 99% of the people, like normal people with an actual like pretty well developed prefrontal cortex, like, they don't think that this is like a joke. They don't think this is funny. Like, this makes no sense. It's actually outraging a lot of people. Sorry about the background noise, but it's outraging a lot of people, and it just makes no sense. It's wrong. You're making a fool out of yourself. You're actually spreading false information, and you're making people believe that the worst people on the face of the planet were actually good, but they were tricked. The people got tricked into thinking. Okay, so this is what she was saying. Basically, very bad people are actually good, and the gods above tricked the common men, the common people, into thinking that they were bad and that what they were doing is bad. So what were they doing exactly? Creating a multi-million man army to save the universe by killing that multi-million man army. So the guy raises the army and then kills them. Like, that had absolutely no... So this example was coming from the Holocaust. She was making some very outrageous claims, and she was saying how, like, the Holocaust, all those millions of people who died were part of an army, which the leader of the Nazi regime, which I'm not going to say the name, you know what it is, who it is, the leader of that regime collected all of those Jewish people as his army, and in order to save humanity, they need to kill everyone. So he killed everyone by command of the people, the gods above. This makes absolutely no sense. People, like I said, are leaving your company, okay? This makes no sense. I don't even know why your eyes are closed, okay? Like you're trying to get connected to like the spirits above or something. It's just weird. Like I don't know why. Info about the multiverse. She just makes very outrageous stuff, and she has 600 videos on her channel. I don't know why people are just finding out about this. Like, this has been going on for a long time, and she has like a website, which I'm assuming she's also taking donations. That's just my assumption. But yeah, I don't know where you would find these like random information from. Like, are you getting this from like a 5-year-old? Like what? Like I've heard 5-year-olds tell better lies and stories that they can actually make up on the spot, and it still be better and make more sense than what she's saying. She's like, I don't know if you understand this, but what she was saying about that particular leader in Germany, that offended everyone, every Jewish person or anyone related to a Jewish person, or if they have Jewish friends. That's you're offending them. You're offending an entire race. And if she makes, I'm sure she did, but if she made, like for example, she made a video talking about how black people are bad, you just offended the entire African American community. And then she's going to make one that's saying, well, white people are bad and Jewish people are bad. So you offended the entire Jewish community, okay? And not only that, you actually offended them in such a bad way. You talked about the Holocaust, which is like the worst thing you can say in front of a Jewish person, because they most likely, not always, but most likely lost a lot of family members and ancestors back then during the 1940s. And you're basically saying that the worst person on the face of the planet is actually good, and you guys were just tricked into thinking that he was bad, and his whole scheme was to enlighten the universe by killing all these people. Like, he did it for good, guys. Like, you're basically saying, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about why this person killed a bunch of people for good. This was actually for a good cause, not for a bad cause. This was supposed to happen, and he was instructed by the gods of the universe. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's super, super weird. Like, look, millions of souls benefited from what uploaded to the record, so one day there wouldn't need to be any more murderers. Yeah, exactly. That makes no sense. Like, I can probably make something up right on the spot, and it would somehow make more sense than what she's saying. Like, I'll take anything, for example. Okay, so watch this. If you run about 50,000 miles on foot and your feet start hurting, that's a sign that you are going to die within the next 10 seconds, because the spirits above are calculating that a human body can travel at, let's say, 100 miles an hour and go 50,000 miles barefoot. And then after that journey, they are instructed by, I don't know, Joe, that they need to end your life in 10 minutes because now you've completed your journey, you've unlocked enlightenment from the spiritual guidance, whatever, counselor. It makes no sense, okay? Like saying, for example, like that, what I said might have not made a lot of sense to people, but it still wouldn't have offended people, because I didn't particularly attack a group of a race like what she did. So yeah, it makes no sense. Like, if you get punched in the eye and you get a black eye, that's a sign that you need to gain the most immense amount of spiritual enlightenment and connection with the gods above, that you levitate and you float and you shoot whoever punched you in the face with your plasma beams of rich and life. And so the way you can do that is if you can sign my course and you can subscribe to this and you can pay $25 a month and I'll teach you how to reach enlightenment. Like, see, that's exactly what she's doing. She's saying baloney and saying, I'll teach you how to levitate and choke the last breath out of the person who gave you a black eye, because that's something that the spiritual guiders told me, instructed me to tell you. For the low price of $25 a month, you can subscribe to my plan and I'll teach you how to reach enlightenment. It makes no sense. It's actually very stupid. I don't know why she's doing this. But yeah, so I don't know if you noticed, but I was verbally pretty angry when I was filming this video, because it's just not very ideal or typical. It's not very common for someone to do this. Like, if she came out, which I'm sure she did, if she came out and insulted, let's say, my ethnicity, which I'm not going to say for my privacy, but if she just came out and insulted my ethnicity out of nowhere, and let's say I was a girl and I was subscribed to her subscription, I would unsubscribe and I would tell my friends not to subscribe to them, and if you were subscribed to, cancel your subscription, because you just offended me and possibly my entire family and bloodline. Like, you need to do better. So yeah, I just want to talk about that, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.